This is how Enzo Maresca will set up Chelsea in the 2024-2025 season. So I'm not going to waste your time and I'm going to get straight into the video. Now I will be explaining the tactics to you, but I'll prioritize the lineup and then get into that a bit after. So watch the video until the end. Now the formation he's most likely to be playing is a 4-2-3-1. But it's not that simple because this formation goes in to a 3 at the back with a double pivot, 2 midfielders in the 10 position, and 2 wingers obviously and 1 striker. So a 3-2-4-1. That is what the formation will be looking like on the attack. Now I'm going to explain how that works and what other teams uses this system. So starting off from the back, we got Petrovic in goal. Now there is a high possibility that we see either Kepa or Sanchez starting for Chelsea, which is crazy even though Petrovic is better than both of them as a goalkeeper. But this system does need and require a goalkeeper to be good with his feet. And if Petrovic doesn't meet Enzo Maresca's demands, then I really see him being kicked out of the squad. Okay, not kicked out of the squad, but he's going to be a backup option at best. Something like a Edison Ortega type of thing. We've seen Enzo at Leicester replacing the goalkeeper that's been there for starting for them in the Premier League before they got relegated. And he got replaced by a ball-playing goalkeeper, obviously. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't even that fantastic, but he played well with the ball with his feet, and that's enough for Enzo Maresca. So, as much as I like Petrovic, we might either see another goalkeeper being brought in, or Kepa or Sanchez, and probably Kepa, honestly, with because at the end of the day, he is good with his feet, and this system is something that requires that. So now moving on to the 2 centre backs, Levi Colwill and Fofana is my prediction. Both very good, and if both can stay healthy, I believe they're going to be fantastic. Now here's where it gets a bit tricky. We have 2 fantastic right backs in Reece James and Malo Gusto, but only one of them can play. So what does this mean? Now I'm going to be absolutely honest here. I don't think Gusto was going to be starting in this Chelsea squad. My honest opinion is that we're going to see Reece James either inverted into the midfield, or he will be playing as an inverted fullback. So something like we see with Kyle Walker at Manchester City, right? He comes in from the right. He doesn't really bomb on a lot. He stays in and makes a centre back 3 at the back to keep it nice and steady and solid. And I think that will actually help Reece James in not getting injured so much. So it might benefit us. And he is very strong for a right back, and he's very fast, good with his feet as well. So he might really fit this system a lot. But he can also move into the midfield, having played midfield for a lot of his career before right back. So honestly, Reece James, if he can stay healthy, if he doesn't get red cards, he's going to be so great for Enzo Maresca. That's what I truly believe, because he's so versatile. He can literally do both roles. So I think we can be seeing Cucurella at left back, or we could see Colwill being there and obviously pushing Reece James into the midfield. We need a good left-sided centre back, so Levi Colwill can do that, and then we could see maybe Fofana and Disasi, or Fofana and Chalobah, or Badiashile, obviously. But look, being absolutely honest with you, I think we're going to see Reece James inverted into the centre backs, making a centre back 3, and Cucurella getting inverted into the midfield. Sort of what we saw with Poch, but obviously this system is a bit different, and I'll explain that soon. So let's move on to the midfield double pivot. Well, I say double pivot, but it doesn't stay a double pivot for very, very long, because Caicedo's obviously going to start, right? No brainer. There. He's going to be making a double pivot with Cucurella inverting in, and his original double pivot partner, which I think is going to be Enzo Fernandez. It could be Gallagher. It could be Lavia. Probably not. Honestly, I think it's either Gallagher or Enzo Fernandez. Depends. Let's see if Gallagher even stays at the club. I hope he does, but let's see. Enzo Fernandez gets pushed further forward because there's a double pivot now. He has less responsibilities, and what that does for him is allow him to enter the attack. And with Enzo Fernandez's ability to play fantastic balls, it could work out very well, because next to him making a 2-10 sort of system right there is going to be Cole Palmer. He's going to be starting in the 10, and I think him and Enzo Fernandez are sort of going to make a partnership in the midfield, obviously ahead of Caicedo, who's playing that sort of Rodri role, kind of like for City. And what that does is obviously leave us with 3 players unattended, a triangle right there, right? The striker and then 2 wingers. Now, in my opinion, obviously Jackson is going to start for us up top if we don't buy a striker. And what that does for us is leave us 2 options on the side. Now, again, I'm going to be doing this lineup without assuming we're going to buy any players. So with that being said, Madueke starts at right wing and now left wing. That's a good question. Now, either we're going to see Sterling or Mudryk or maybe Nkunku. But if we don't see Nkunku, I could see Nkunku starting at striker because this sort of system, you don't need a Haaland. Like Aguero used to play this sort of system kind of before he left, and I think that could work for Nkunku. Or we simply see Nkunku in the 10, push Palmer on the right. It really depends on how Enzo Maresca is feeling or how the players are on form. It really depends. So I'm happy that we have so much options, and honestly, Enzo Maresca for me, when I first heard his name, I was like, what? But looking at his tactics, I do see something special, man, honestly. Now, obviously, he copied this system from Pep, so it's not revolutionary, but it does work at the end of the day. And I think Enzo Maresca can bring the fullest out of this. So let's see how well he does. So now on screen, you should be seeing my starting lineup. This is what I'm predicting that's going to occur if we don't buy any players. Obviously, if you buy players like Olise, which is looking by day more realistic, we're going to be seeing something different. But this, if we don't buy any players, this is what we're going to be seeing, in my opinion. And now I'm going to explain to you how the system works. So first of all, as you can see, with Enzo pushing up, leaving Cucurella and Caicedo on a double pivot, there are now 5 defenders, right? That being the fullback, obviously inverting into the midfield, one of them, which is Cucurella and Caicedo. This creates a pentagon, as you can see, right? 5 players that in transition, if Cole Palmer, Enzo, Nkunku, whatever, loses the ball and a counter-attack is coming, we're going to have 5 players ready to just play good defense. And usually, that's a lot because on a counter-attack, what do you usually see? 2, 3, 4, 5 at the very, very maximum. That is how many players you will be seeing on the counter-attack. And this system obviously ensures that we have 5 players ready to defend as soon as possible, quickly. And that's even without Enzo obviously trying to track back. So defensively, this system makes Chelsea's backline very secure. Realistically, we should be seeing Chelsea not conceding many goals this season, and that is what I will be predicting. However, on the bad side, right, is that it's going to be boring, honestly. We're going to have a lot of possession. We're not going to be seeing a lot of chances being created. Not really. Maybe less than this season, which is crazy because we didn't make a lot of chances this season, to be honest with you, surprisingly. Now, another thing that this system really helps Chelsea with is the midfield. To be more specific, this system gives us a box midfield between Caicedo, Cucurella, Enzo, and Cole Palmer. This box midfield allows us a lot of possession. And not only that, in certain situations, it could help us create chances with irritating the opponents, putting them out of position, and putting the other team in confusion. Again, Manchester City does this very well, and it works out for them. They win the league every year. Why is that? This is why these small tactical innovations have huge effects in-game and result in the 3 points per week. And now the last thing that the system provides us is 1v1 situations on the wing, because the wingers provide a lot of width, and with the box midfield of 2 10s, a striker in the middle, there's so many players in the middle forcing sort of the wide areas to be empty. And not only that, is once a ball is on one side of the pitch, right, and it's obviously going to get crowded, the defense is going to make adjustments to go to that. Now, let's say we have Nkunku let's say Sterling. Sterling is on the left. He has the ball. The defense shifts to Sterling's side of the pitch, to the left wing, leaving the right side a lot more exposed, very exposed, in fact. One back pass from Sterling into Enzo, who is that left-sided cam sort of player. There's the left-sided 10, left-sided 8, whatever you want to call it. Enzo receives that ball from Sterling, and Enzo's fantastic ability allows him to spray a beautiful pass right to Madueke, switch it, catch defense lacking, no time for them to react. Madueke grabs the ball, progresses the ball forward, enters the box from the side, and then from there you can make a goal or a simple pass, allowing him to make an assist to Kopama, Jackson, whatever you feel like. And that is why I believe Enzo Maresca will be fantastic at Chelsea. I think he'll go through a string of games where he gets a lot of ties and losses, right? But I do think at the end of the season, he'll get us top 5. That is my prediction. And I think he is the player, he is a manager that will take us far. At least I hope so. Now, by January, either I'm going to look like an absolute genius, Einstein, right? Or I'm going to look like the biggest smug on the internet. Let's see. Let's see. Let me know in the comments what you think. But in my opinion, top 5 is where we're going to finish.